it's Miranda. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey, for the first time, why don't you subscribe? Become the newest member of the Slashed Squad. There are a lot of S's in my intro, I'm realizing, and that's hard when you have new aligners in. Okay, so today I have a very fun video for you. I'm gonna be doing my brows with all $1 products from shopmissa.com. In case you haven't seen my last Shop Miss A haul and wear test video, I highly suggest you do so. I will leave it in a card and down below. But basically, in case you don't know, Shop Miss A is like an online dollar store for makeup and accessories, and they really do have some great products for just $1. There are also some duds, so if you watch that haul video, you'll see kind of the hit to miss ratio, but I've been very surprised with what I've been able to find, especially in the realm of tools. Their sponge is one of my absolute favorites. Like, it's my favorite blending sponge to use, and it was $1. And now I'm hoping to find some new favorites in the brow category. So recently I was trying to stock up on some brow essentials as far as tools like tweezers and razors, etc. And I thought it would be a good opportunity to try some from shopmissa.com to see if $1 tools can get the job done and give you a really budget-friendly way to maintain your brows. So Shop Miss A was kind enough to send me some products that I think would help us out, help me tame my brows, and we're gonna test them together today. So all the products they sent are from the AOA Studio brand, which is their own brand, and we have 4 total. So if this works out, my brows look great after this, I'm so stoked to have a $4 brow routine. So starting out, we have the Sculpting Brow Pencil from AOA, which I did test out in my last video, but that was the wrong shade, so I'm hoping this one matches me better. I also have Brow Comb Scissors, which I'm very excited to test out because I feel like the length of my brows is one of the reasons why they tend to look unruly. We have some Precise Slant Tweezers. Very excited to test these because I'm kind of a Tweezerman purist. I have not found tweezers that work as well as my Tweezermans because they are so like precise and sharp, and they just work really well without pain, but they're 20 bucks. Kills me. So if these work out, I'll be very happy about it. And then I have this brow razor set, which may look familiar. This shape of brow razor is pretty common, but then it also comes with a smaller one that has a comb on the end. These brow razors, like if you find them in the drugstore in like a pack of 3, they're like 7 bucks, which is ridiculous. So hopefully these work out. All right, so we're just gonna jump into it. I'm going to bring you in and we're gonna do these brows. So we are going to be grooming them and kind of doing what I would consider my normal maintenance routine with these products and then filling them in with a pencil. Let's see how it goes. All right, here are my brows right now, and they have been growing out for just a tiny bit. They're not as bad as they definitely could be, but you can see that they're a little bit overgrown towards the end here, and that's one of the reasons why they end up looking a little unruly, is because, like, look at this hair, it's just like has a mind of its own. But yeah, we can definitely go for a trim, just some basic grooming, and then we'll fill them in and see how it goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the tweezers. So first of all, I really like the coating on these. They're almost like silicone coated or something, I don't know, but they just feel really nice to grip. And I will say that the slant is pretty sharp up here, so I'm hoping we get some good results and they can really grab on to the hair as well. All right. Okay, not bad. It's getting the longer hair as well. I want to see how it works with some of these shorter stubbles, because with my Tweezerman, I can grab them still and pull them out even when they're small like that, so we'll see how this works. Oh, got it. Ooh, all right. This one's a little more stubborn because it's more in my skin than the other one. Oh, got that one too. Yes, okay. Liking these tweezers so far. For $1, they're working very well. I've tried buying tweezers from the dollar store in the past, but they're usually too blunt to really get these smaller hairs, so I'm really happy with how these are performing right now. Pick out some of these from the good old unibrow area. Now, I always kind of say, if you've never done your brows before on your own, go get them shaped by a professional, and then all you'll have to do is kind of maintain that shape with tools like this. I maybe get my brows done professionally once a year, and that's it, because then you see the guideline, you see where your brows are supposed to be, as opposed to really trying to shape them yourself. Sometimes that can go very wrong for beginners because you just go too high or you have it uneven. So you know, at least getting them done once will give you a guideline, and then you can maintain them for $4 with dollar products. All right, so this is working out really well. I'm enjoying these tweezers. They're grabbing even the finer hairs and the ones that are still relatively under the skin. And I'm able to really get close to the base of the hair so there's not pain, just a little bit of a pinch. I'm gonna go in with the brow razor now, the traditional looking one, and I'm gonna go ahead and clean up this area here above my brows because I do tend to get a little bit of some stragglers up there. Yeah, this is pretty straightforward. It's working just as well as the ones I get from the drugstore, but it's cheaper, so yay. So I'm gonna go ahead and brush out my brows now with the little comb attachment that's on the other razor that came in that 2-pack. I really think that brushing my brows upwards gives me a better idea as far as length and how much it needs to be trimmed. But yeah, I like to brush them upwards and then basically trim anything that goes above my brow line of where I want my brows to hit. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and use these scissors. I'm not quite sure what to do with them, but it looks like we've got like a comb on one side and then the blade on the other. So anything that goes through the comb will be trimmed, but I'm not sure. I guess the comb should be facing my skin so that skin doesn't get caught in it. I'm not sure how this works. Okay, so I'm gonna just wiggle the comb through the brow hair. This is actually kind of scary. And then cut. Oh my God, I hope this wasn't a mistake. Wow, wait, that like worked. You just have to make sure that comb is like through the hair enough to actually cut. Wait a second, this is actually kind of neat. Okay, this is my new favorite tool. I'm obsessed. That went from unruly to like perfect. Okay, I don't want to cut too much off the tail, but I definitely want to trim that. Look at the before and after. Like, hello. I would say you have to be pretty careful with these though. I think it's really easy to go overboard because I definitely got rid of a lot of the thickness in the brow with this as well. I mean, you can see the before and after. It is definitely more groomed and shaped, but I did lose some of that darkness and thickness. So it really just depends on what your goal is. I just kind of went for it to see what would happen. But if you want to retain more of that thickness, you're gonna be a little bit more precise than I was and kind of bring the comb a little bit farther out from the skin, and then that should probably help the situation. But yeah, let me go ahead and do this other brow as well. Yeah, my left brow is definitely harder to maneuver here. Yeah, that looks really nice. I really like how this is trimming my brows. Oh my gosh, where has this been all my life? Okay, so I'm just gonna clean up the top with the small razor, kind of get it to be a little bit more even, just doing small downward brush strokes or razor strokes, whatever you want to call it. And be very careful when you do something like this because it's so easy to get carried away and just All right, so now it's time to fill them in. Let's go. Again, I'm using the AOA Sculpting Brow Pencil. We've got a twist-up crayon on one side and then a spoolie on the other. All right, let's see how it goes. Oh yeah, I can already tell this is a way better color match than the other one. It was just too warm. So I'm already noticing while I'm filling in my brows that it's easier when my brows are neater, when I'm taking care of them and maintaining them, because I'm not trying to like go with the flow of overgrowth. It's just like a nice neat outline that I have for myself, and I can just go along the natural outline of my brow now that it's trimmed. And I'm noticing that now that I've trimmed them, they look feathery like underneath the product. Like they look almost more natural because I'm not super layering on product over them to try to, you know, define them. They're just already naturally defined because I've taken care of them. I wish this pimple wasn't here so it would look more defined, but I'm considering this brow done. Let's go ahead and do the other one. And this is the finished brow look. I am incredibly impressed considering all of these products only cost $1 each. $4 total to get these groomed and filled in brows. Now clearly everybody's makeup style is different and brow style is different. This is how I like to do my brows. I understand that that might not be for everyone, that they might be statement brows to a lot of people, but these are the brows that I like at this point in my makeup journey, so I'm just gonna put that out there for you haters in the comments, because I see you. But anyway, back to like the actual products and reviewing them, I am just so impressed with how like feathery and defined that they look. I think the biggest thing for me is that after grooming them and using the razors and that scissor thing, which was so cool, the natural brow line looks super defined, so I don't feel like I have to overdraw my brows to get that crisp line. And the pencil works really well. This is definitely a way better shade for me than the other one I tried. However, of course, just like with any other like crayon kind of consistency, after you do the first brow, which is like super precise and awesome, you lose that sharpness or that like taperedness on the tip. So this brow I felt like could have been a little bit better, especially towards like the bottom, but that was just because like any other pencil, it's gonna become a little bit more dull. And that's normally something that I would clean up with like concealer later on. But this has definitely proved, at least for me, that you do not need to spend a lot of money to maintain your brows between salon sessions or just in general if you don't even go to the salon that much anyway. Out of all these products, the one that I was like most stoked about, in case you didn't notice, were these brow scissors, because that's always been my biggest struggle in brow maintenance, is like trimming the hairs without it looking patchy. And I think this did it really well. I'm just like staring at this brow like, hello. As far as these tweezers, these were also a very pleasant surprise because they worked almost as well as my Tweezermans. I'm not sure I'm ready to say that they work just as well. They are a little bit less sharp than the Tweezermans, but they were still able to get those fine hairs and those hairs that were kind of tucked into my skin still, so that was very impressive. And as far as the brow razors, they shaved the hair. They did what they had to do. I really did like this small one to get up against the top of my brow for that precision. But yeah, you can find these pretty commonly at your drugstore, but I've just found near me they're expensive for what they are, so these are kind of a better pack, and you get the two different shapes, which I really like. So how do you think the brows turned out? Is this a routine that you can see yourself doing? Let me know in the comments below. I'll leave links to all the products that I used today in the description so you can go ahead and start your own brow maintenance routine on a budget. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to try on shopmissa.com. I know a lot of people are still like sketched out about using the site, but like, I've had pretty great experience so far. Alright, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, become a member of the Slashed Squad. If you've done that, high five, hit the bell icon so you know every time a new video goes live. Hope to see you in my next one. Bye!